this gets a special shout out to James Keith. James Keith went to the location. Hopefully that I gave him a lead on it, but so I can get a little credit, but it doesn't matter. James Keith gets this shout out with this link right here. James Keith has the whole tower set up, including, I only opened 2 of these so far. This is partially opened another one, but the roof details showing that they were doing a lot of work there. Now, this is what I wanted to find because I understand there's a lawsuit, and the lawsuit there said the lawyer was reported to say something of the fact that yeah, you'll be very surprised about our, what we've discovered. When he said that, I said, oh, there's permits out there. There are permits out there, then he's discovered something critical in the permit. So this is the, I'm going to share the link with you because this is a big rabbit hole you have to read to go down the elevations. I'd love to see the depths. But while we're here, let's just look at wow, you guys might beat me to it. If you beat me to it, just tell me where to go because I'm gonna load these plans up for you, and it's gonna take me a second to run through it. There's the unverified inspection report, code compliance cases, structural field survey. I don't know when. This is dated October 8th, 2018. Let's race through this real quick. That's the same person, the consultant I showed in the video previous. 9 pages. Okay, now we're looking for movement here. This is sealant. Okay. Making it impossible to observe the condition of the top side of the balcony slabs. Well, but you look for cracks. Right here, based on MC experience, cracked tile usually means structural damage exists to the balcony slabs that must be repaired per the requirements. Okay, so we got some balcony defects going on. This is what much better images, but it looks like it's in the balcony as you stated. Okay, these are balconies. Balcony. That looks like a laminate. A cover. They were sounded concrete with a golf club, checking for solidarity. Okay, so he didn't use a $600 sounding tool that you press and it can give you density. It's pretty close. I mean, it's pretty nice. I played with them. Seemed to be pretty close to the PSI. Alright, so far that's just balconies. Now let's see what we got here. Deteriorated plywood soffit above entrance driveway. Oh. Plywood, huh? Wow. So he couldn't even finish his. They weren't very helpful with helping him do his exploratory. Is what it basically said. It was brought to MC's attention that several units are experiencing water infiltration through the window frames. Okay, so several units. All right. Many years that sun dries out that caulking, but he didn't mention that the window frames are out of plumb or cracked. That means he had the attention. This looks like that where the fireman was looking. It looks like that is pre-existing 2018. It looks like about that. If that's the parking garage under here, but it may be somewhere else. It might be somewhere else because I don't think this was there. No, I don't think this was there. This is somewhere else. Oh, okay. There's the roof. There's your roof structure, and nothing for to protect the window washers. It looks like a gravel top. The roof levels appear to be satisfactorily conditioned, and MC was told by maintenance personnel that no present roof leaks are known to exist. The only damage noted was minor cracking at the parapet walls and some minor spalling at the stair tower walls. Okay, this is interesting. We got some minor cracking at the parapet walls and some minor spalling at the stair tower walls. All identified cracking should be routed and sealed in a urethane sealant. All spalls repaired per the recommended of ICRI. In addition, all mechanical equipment support steel shall be cleaned and coated with a zinc-rich galvanized paint. I wish he had the pictures of the parapet wall. This is the parapet wall there, and it's here. I wish he had photographs of the crack. The pool deck and entrance drive areas were reviewed to observe the condition of the concrete knee walls. Pavers, decorative stamped concrete and railings. Minor cracking in the knee wall was found around the pool deck, which shall be routed and sealed with a urethane sealant. The handrails and rail post connections to the pool deck knee walls do not appear to be damaged and are not in need of repair at this time. Many of the existing pavers on the deck are cracked and showing moderate wear and tear from years of being exposed to the elements. Many existing pavers are cracked. I mean, the loading. How are they loading these pavers? Because pavers really don't. They're individual. They usually they like to go up and down and slide. Individually. Cracking a paver is pretty hard to do. One of the pavers is one of the things I really enjoy. Okay, we're page 6 or 7. This is a 2018 report. Remember that. So we might be able to find the 2020, which would be really telling what's going on. The plan of waterproofing is beyond its useful life, and therefore must be completely removed and replaced. So the planter boxes, the failed, I think it is planter waterproofing. The failed waterproofing is causing major structural damage to the concrete structural slab below these areas fail to replace the waterproofing in the near future will cause the extent of the concrete deterioration to expand exponentially. Okay, so those damn, did he say planters? Let's confirm that. Yeah, planter, pool deck, and entrance drive, as well as all the planter waterproofing. Okay, it's weird. They must be really loading a lot of water in those planters. You know, it's acting like a giant um, downspout, and then going into the concrete. Those planter boxes. MC approach to the repair of the structure is different from which is specified in contract documents in numerous aspects, which are briefly described below. The main issue with the building structure is that the entrance drive pool deck planter waterproofing is laid on a flat structure. Since the reinforced concrete slab is not sloped to drain, the water sits on the waterproofing until it evaporates. Oh, so it gets loaded for a long time, more than 48 hours, I'm guessing you're going to say. All right, this is a major error in the development of the original contract documents prepared by William M. Friedman and Associates Architects, Inc., and Brightman, Gerardo, and Associates Consulting Engineers. I don't know when this was done, but that you guys could track that down. It is also important because they'll talk about the major defects, or this might be the original architects, hell if I know, because I've only read 2 of these so far. It is also, well, I mean, I didn't read the other one. I gleaned over the electrical because it was dealing with the roof location and supports. It is also important to note that the replacement of the existing deck waterproofing will be extremely expensive, as removal of the concrete topping slabs to gain access to the waterproofing member will take time, be disruptive, and create a major disturbance to the occupants of the condominium building. Please note that the installation of deck waterproofing on a flat structure is a systemic issue for the building structure. Okay, so we can get, if that deck goes all the way over to the structure, we can get that deck to fail. We can get that deck to knock in one of those columns. We can get this collapse going. So then we don't have to worry about looking for soil. We still get a buckled column. The buckled column, video. So we still get, where's the damn video? We still get this one. Let's go to this one. We still get, come on. Okay. So if we can get this deck, let's see. So I have to go here. All right. And I'll pause it in a second. Scrub it. Surfside. So if we can still get, here's the pool deck, and there's those planters, and it's flat, and I believe those are everything he's talking about. That's the little knee wall. This would be that wall by the walkway. The pool's in place though, so it would be an interesting collapse if the pool was not affected. And there's a couple of planters only turned partially in, so I'm really reaching to say that the deck is doing that, but I'm reaching because it's just data that I have to share with you. Let's see, because we just need that column to collapse. Let's go. So here's the pool deck, and this, I believe, is the column that we see deflect in the video. And so minus the nefarious means, if the deck goes all the way over there and it starts collapsing, we can get this column moving. The problem I have with that is remember, you have data, and then you let the data run, and then you let your brain try to conflict it and say, I can prove you wrong. The problem I have with that is that we already saw the deck get pulled down over here, and the car is turned over, and what do we have? The column standing proud, deck torn all around them. So even with the deck's collapse, we show that that these columns can take it. And I mentioned that in the video saying, wow, look at these columns. That's awesome. It stripped away from it, and the columns stayed proud because they had forces to make them punch that concrete around there that was pretty aggressive in a lateral movement onto the columns, and yet it didn't take out the columns. All right, so right here, this is right about. I think it's this one is what really concerns me. It's three of them, and I think this is the third one over here. And then there's a new design, but I'm gonna deep dive into all of this. So he's talking about planters. Here's a major planters, flat deck. Is that a guttering system? But he said this is structurally, structurally really bad. I believe he's referencing this area here because it's flat and planters, and also planters are a hell of a load on there. But the planters only, in the photographs of the construction, we still see the planters. They're only partially they only partially you still see the planters. You still see the planters. So this is supposed to be orientation with the building. With the planters, you see how the collapse confined itself so close to these planter boxes. You'll see how close it confined itself to the building structure itself. I still have this one as our initiating one, and that would be way over here. And I'd love to get a better video of the beginning of the video, because it seems like they're not giving us the beginning. They're giving us mushrooms. They keep mushroom. How do you grow a mushroom? You put it in the dark and feed it shit. You feed it manure. So right now we're being fed this video, and the homicide thing really gets me. Where they got the homicide that's going to take over. Now, once we slow it down, you'll see that this is the column that's of concern here, and then these move. So if this column drops, that they're supporting this upper. Well, you know what? The structural plans allow me to see that one more, but we'll go through it. But let's just watch the column drop. Let's watch the column drop.
I want you to see how it shifts here.
Messages.
How it drops. The top floor is dropping.
All right. So there you see the drop, and I believe the drop is over here.
So there's where it drops also.
Watch it again. See the whole shift of the building up here too? Well, wait a minute, not yet. It doesn't happen in this frame yet, but when these start moving.
So this area here, and then we get this collapse over here. So you see the shift.
I think I have to go again, and then you'll see this shift.
This image here.
But the columns, come on, really?
And that looks like, so here's 1, 2, 3. It looks like.
All right, so then let me
this
just.
and this are shifting.
Okay, yeah, this is good. This is good still.
Right here.
So I think this is what we see. This is that top part of the building, right here, and then the floors go the other direction. I mean the supports change a little bit. Okay, so we're shifting here, and watch it. We'll go one more, and then we'll see. Here we go. So we're inside, and this one's staying proud still.
That's why I have this, and then
but it's coming down around the other columns. And that's why I have it. This column is staying proud still. So let me see if I've got more video of that. I'm looking at the video, the scrub down below. I think I don't. Alright, so then pausing this one, going back to here. The main issue with the building structure is that the entrance. Dry pool deck planter waterproofing is laid. Entrance. What entrance is he referencing? You clearly don't drive over there by the pool deck with people there, so that doesn't even look like it. So I don't understand. But what it looked like, I wonder what it looked like for him in 2018 if we're actually looking at the current when I show those images. It is also important to note that the replacement of the existing deck waterproofing will be extremely expensive, as removal of the concrete topping slab to gain access to the waterproofing membrane will take time, be disruptive, and create a major disturbance to the occupants of the condominium. So there is a waterproofing membrane between there apparently. Please note that the installation of deck waterproofing on a flat structure is a systemic issue of this building structure. MC correct repair approach includes removing all pavers, decorative concrete paving, setting beds, that's the sand, etc., whatever they use to set the level of the concrete, the pavers in. Concrete topping slab, and waterproofing down to the reinforced concrete structure. No, that's still good. He didn't say the reinforcement exposure. He said the concrete structure still. Repairing the concrete structure as deemed necessary. Pouring a slope bond concrete overlay that will be sloped to drain. Installing a new waterproofing membrane. Protection board and drainage panels on the new sloped surface. Placing new pavers, decorative concrete slabs over sand setting. Wow, he's added more weight in this design, and he didn't say that be evaluated before this next. Once you get it down, be reevaluated of the whole structure. Core samples taken, crushed, and seeing what's going on with existing concrete. He didn't. He doesn't mention him taking core samples. New stainless steel dual drive. There we go. Now that somebody's going to take him to court for not saying that. That damn lawyer is going to catch on to that part. New stainless steel dual level drains will be installed at all existing drain locations that will collect rainwater at the surface of the pavers and the waterproofing level. The system will assure that all water. Okay, he's going on. He's already at that point. The condition of the parking garage level was reviewed, specifically noted after cracking or spalling concrete members, condition the concrete. Abundant cracking and spalling at varying degrees was observed in the concrete columns. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There we go. Abundant cracking and spalling of varying degrees. Of course, everything's varying. Everything got a varying degree. Was observed in the concrete columns, beams, and walls. Several sizable spalls were noted on both the top side of the entrance drive ramp and underside of the pool entrance drive planter slabs. No photographs attached apparently, which include instances with exposed deteriorated rebar. Though some of this damage is minor, most of the concrete deterioration needs to be repaired in a timely fashion. All cracking and spalling located in the parking garage shall be repaired in accordance with recommendation of ICRI. And here's our cracking. This looks like they need some steel chips there, steel bumpers. So it appears that those are the photographs. It's looks like a car. Looks like bump rack. Okay. Typical cracking and spalling at a parking garage column. Well, wait a minute. Typical, or is this the? I'm guessing this is the structure itself, and that looks like above it. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Let me move something around here. Hold on. All right, repositioning my seat. So, yeah, okay, that's the parking garage, I guess. That's their yellow bumpers. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty deteriorated. Exposed rebar. I mean, you don't even have snow down there, right? Wow, that's pretty nasty. You're starting to see the pattern of the rebar. Huh. But you have this straight, you don't see this deflecting downwards. I'm sorry, it appears you're seeing patterns of the rebar. Which would be, wow, I'm trying to look for deflection. I'm trying to see something of this deck deflecting to cause all this popping. Stresses in the concrete causing spalling of the area, spalling with exposed steel to reinforce the top. Or is it just rust and this is the rust jacking of that concrete off the top? MC, visible, that's the engineering. Many of the previous garage concrete repairs are failing, resulting in additional concrete cracking, spalling, and leaching of calcium carbonate deposits. Yeah, your whites are leaching up. At the underside of entrance pool deck, where the slab had been epoxy injected, Okay. New cracks were radiating from the original repaired cracks. New cracks were radiating from the originally repaired cracks. The installed epoxy is not continuous as observed from the bottom of the slab, which is evidence of poor workmanship performed by the previous contractor. Okay, there you go. The injection ports were not removed, and the surfaces were not ground smooth at the completion of the injection. Leaching of calcium carbonate deposits in numerous areas had surely caused CTS to repaint numerous cars. Deposits in numerous areas. Okay, CTS I think is their building maintenance people, right? The association or whatever. This leaching, or someone will do one of them like that. This leaching will continue to increase until proper repairs are completed. MC is convinced that the previously installed epoxy injection repairs were ineffective in properly repairing the existing crack and spalling concrete. So let's take note of that. That the injections were, so who specified it? He's blaming that the guy didn't prep the surface or remove a couple of ports. And OSHA didn't go all the way through either. So his injection wasn't full contact all the way through, and obviously they were supposed to be, apparently. MC recommends that the engine's pool deck concrete slabs are showing distress be removed and replaced in entirety. Pool deck concrete slabs and that are showing distress be removed and placed in their entirety. Wow. So much you don't have to test it. You recommend the whole removal. Repairing the existing concrete and spalling concrete slabs. Okay, right there. So, all repaired concrete slabs located in the parking garage are to be repaired in accordance with the recommended ICR. Well, they didn't say removal a second ago. Let me look at this. Showing distress, removed, and placed entire. Unfortunately, all of these failed slabs areas are under brick pavers, decorative stamped concrete, and planters, which require complete waterproofing replacement. And so, previously installed failed injection repairs with leaching forming. There's the whites I told you guys about. The whites. This would be indicating that high level water, is causing this efflorescence. Calcium carbonate. I don't want to misquote his statement. Calcium carbonate deposits is what exactly he's saying. And so he apparently has previous photographs to show that these were not existing. And the injection ports, they said they don't go through. I don't see that yet. Or they lining up with these cracks. So yeah, this looks like the deck's deflection, but I'm looking at the edge of the wall and trying to prove that. Is it out of plane, or is this just the reinforcement? Take note of that. I'm being facetious a bit, but I'm doing it on purpose. You know the way I do it. So is this just, and I'm giving you hints as I do it. Is this just the reinforcement exposed? Look. Is this just the reinforcement exposed? Wait a minute, let me try it again. Is this just the reinforcement? Turn, go this way. I gave you another hint. Turn, go. Well, reinforcements doesn't go on a diagonal like that. Now, unless you're on a column, it would go on a diagonal. I don't see a column right here. And it would be part of the punch shear setup when you're going those multiple directions outward. Maybe it could be one behind us, but that's too far out. This appears it might be the pool deck, because they say there's no drainage there. So this might be the pool deck's drain. But the pool is in good condition, as we see. So even if we're looking below the pool now, this is kind of academic, because not academic, you can learn a lot from it still. Because I don't think the pool failed. I don't see the image showing the pool failed yet. I could be wrong. this initial report. This is an initial report, so apparently there's more reports. So I can't say that it's lacking because it says initial report. Yeah. So, but some concrete core samples would definitely be worth it to include some steel. And that's my thought. I want to give this to you, but we got to give again a shout out to um, they held this comment up or to where the heck it go? Oh, this is another. They blocked his words. I see James. You got your word. Isn't this James the one that I had to give a shout out to? I thought it was. That's interesting. The more we know about what was going on in there beforehand, maybe we'll point to what caused it happening. Right now, we don't know what was happening. There is happening there in the past few weeks, but I mean, those of us not actually in that area. You know. Yes, James Keefe. So we owe a shout out to James Keefe. James, it's on you, and I've got to keep going through all of these, but I want to load that one up. And I don't know if it's fair for me to say did not include core samples yet because I didn't finish reading them all. But um, it's fair to say the initial report did not include core samples. All right, so you can test for the strength of this, the bonding and things like that. Alrighty, goodbye.